There is a young man weighing only over 100 pounds. Strabismus. Basically, he is blind. Just because I saw his description in a magazine. Directly signed the most expensive contract in the music industry. 6,000,000 US dollars. This number exploded directly at that time. No one has ever seen such a high signing fee before. He was 25 years old that year. 3 months later, he stands on the stage of the Super Music Festival that the whole world is paying attention to, singing in the middle of the night. I can't even stop for over an hour. Everyone in the audience went crazy. But guess what? This stunning performance that shook the entire audience. Was it later edited into a movie and a record? Nothing. Full erase. This funeral lasted for 40 years. No one knows what happened that night. His story began in a small oil town in Texas. Johnny has been different since childhood. He and his brother were born with albinism. My skin and hair are frighteningly white. In the small town of that era, this looks like a living target. Johnny's eyes are not just strabismus, almost invisible. The reading content should be posted on the face. When someone throws the ball over, he can't even catch it. In this kind of place, being different is the original sin. People stare at him every day. People mock him every day. Only music can make him forget those glances. At the age of 5, he started playing the clarinet. When I was 10 years old, my brother and I sang on TV, but it did change him. Blues music came from the radio. The 15-year-old white-haired boy suddenly understood. This is the path he needs to take. He formed his first band. I recorded my first song, The Boy Who Can't Even Read the Words on the Blackboard Clearly. Because of 38 words, I almost completely flipped through them. He produced 3 Grammy Award-winning albums in his lifetime, but his name has never been printed on the cover. He helped his childhood idol win a big prize. Make a large number of rock youth fall in love with blues. Nomination for 40 years. I haven't received it even once. At the age of 26, he almost died from drug use. I finally got through it. Fall into the abyss of 20 years again. Drug dependence, depression. The whole person is useless. Until a stranger with a guitar walked into his life, just pulled him back from the edge of the cliff. He named his comeback album, I'm Still Alive. This is not showing off. This is his true feeling of crawling back from hell. From sky-high price signing to hidden cassette tapes. What exactly happened at the Swiss Hotel? These are all true. This is the life of legendary guitarist Johnny Winter. Fate played the cruelest joke on him. He will not be announced until 2 months after his death. That's a music magazine from 1968. There was a random mention of a local guitarist from Texas inside. Just one sentence. Imagine a white-haired boy with strabismus weighing over 100 pounds. Pop up the craziest and most powerful blues guitar you've ever heard in your life. That's Johnny Winter. That's just one sentence. The club owner in New York saw it. Immediately fly to Texas and sign him. As soon as the news spread, all major record companies have gone crazy. Start crazily arresting people. Several top companies are raising prices with each other. Raise the signing fee to an unprecedented level. On that decisive night, Johnny stands on the stage in New York, preparing to perform a performance that could potentially change his life. At that time, there was a very famous guitarist named Mike Bloomfield. He invited Johnny to guest star in a song at a performance in New York. I'm just being polite. Give this newcomer from Texas a chance. As soon as Johnny came on stage, directly subdued everyone. He stole all the limelight from the protagonist. The record company bigwigs sitting in the audience made a decision on the spot. A few days later, they signed Johnny for a high price of $600,000. This was a record-breaking number at the time. A few days ago, a poor child was earning money for gasoline at a small bar. It turned into a supernova overnight. He quickly recorded his first self-titled album, directly entered the top of the leaderboard. Fame has been gained. I also have money. But those who smell the scent of money have also arrived. Next, he welcomes the Woodstock Music Festival, which should make him famous in history. He takes the stage at midnight. I played crazily for over an hour. Everyone on site went crazy. But when the documentary and album of the music festival are released, Johnny's videos and recordings have been deleted. Not a single frame was left behind. This opportunity can make countless people famous. For him, there's nothing left. This kind of performance was not rediscovered until 40 years later, standing in the center of the stage. But it has been forgotten by history. This kind of thing almost ran through his entire career. What's even more frustrating is that this rock superstar received a very high signing fee. I have released over 20 albums in my lifetime. Only one record is certified as a gold record. Only one. The reason is particularly heartbreaking. After he got angry, all the small bosses who used to record his works at low prices have jumped out. Start reselling copyright. Low-quality albums pirated under his name are everywhere in the market. Fans thought this was his new song. When I bought it and listened to it, I realized it was garbage. He not only couldn't get a penny, but also, I can't even control it. Watching others make money from his music. This feeling of being squeezed dry is like a cash cow. Quickly pushed him to the brink of collapse. In the early 1970s, Johnny seems to know everything. But my heart is completely broken. The pressure of this trip is too great. Squeezed out of breath by the industry, he began to rely on drugs for a living. My friends watched him fall day by day. I even thought he might not be able to hold on. In that era, there were no professional drug rehabilitation centers. He had to go back to his hometown to be hospitalized. I stayed in the hospital for 9 months. He disappeared from the music industry for 2 whole years. The previous popularity has completely disappeared. Even his younger brother is performing on stage. The audience is all shouting where his brother has gone. At that time, Johnny was lying on a hospital bed, wrestling with the Grim Reaper. He finally came back in 1973. He released an album. The name is I Am Still Alive. This is not inciting emotions. This is the truth told by the person who crawled back from the gates of hell. Even the Rolling Stones wrote a song specifically to welcome him. He once again proved that he could still stand up. But Johnny doesn't really care about becoming a rock superstar. He even regretted deviating from blues in order to cater to the market. He only has one obsession in his heart: returning to the starting point of music. Go help the first person who inspired him. That's the legendary blues character, Muddy Waters. At that time, McGrady was at a low point in his career. Johnny used his influence to invite his idol into the recording studio. I personally produced several albums for him. These records not only bring McGrady back to his peak, he even won the Grammy Award 3 times in a row. McGrady even mistook the white-haired boy for his own son. This is the proudest moment of Johnny's life. But ironically, he personally brought his idol to the podium. But in my 40-year music career, nominated time and time again, I have never won my own Grammy Award. This regret became a scar in his heart. This also laid the foundation for his later fate. The next 20 years, the fastest guitarist in Texas has slowed down. He is still releasing albums, still on tour. But my body is getting worse day by day. Although heroin has been quit, but he was also trapped by drugs such as methadone. The once legendary has become weak and unbearable. It's even difficult to speak. Everyone on stage must receive support. The hands that once conquered the world, I seemed trapped in the mist, unable to escape, watching his life slowly extinguish like this. Until the late 1990s. A guitarist named Paul Nelson entered his life. Paul not only helps him manage his business, more importantly, he helped Johnny completely quit the medication that had tormented him for many years. Help him clean up those opportunistic people around him, accompanied by those who truly treat him well. Johnny miraculously recovered his health. In 2011, he released a new album. Young musicians who admire him have come to help him one after another. He is almost 70 years old and has regained his vitality. Currently filming a documentary, the 70th birthday celebration is currently being prepared. His fate seems to be finally about to turn around, but fate left him with little time left. Summer of 2014. Johnny is on a 70-year tour in Europe. The new album has been recorded. This documentary also premiered. He is in a perfect state of comeback. But on July 16th, a hotel in Zurich, Switzerland, Johnny fell asleep quietly at the age of 70. Long-term lung diseases and decades of physical exertion. Finally, he took away this great guitarist. A few days before his death, he was still playing the piano on stage, clean and tidy when leaving. With dignity, he left with aspirations for the future. But I don't know the honor he longed for the most in his life. Actually, it was prepared a long time ago. He can no longer hear the album he recorded before his death. This is called Retreat. Inside, there is a group of rock stars like Eric Clapton helping out. 7 weeks after Johnny's death, this album has been officially released. Climbed directly to the top of the Blue chart. The 2015 Grammy Awards ceremony. Won the Best Blues Album of the Year award. This white-haired boy has been marginalized by mainstream society throughout his life. After releasing over 20 albums, after helping idol McGrady win 3 trophies, finally won his own Grammy Award. But at this moment, he has been dead for a full 7 months now. He cannot touch the trophy with his own hands. I can't hear the pronunciation of my name clearly. He cannot stand in front of those who have made a fortune through his music. Speak. I am alive. Those hands that were almost out of reach finally gained recognition. But he can no longer feel it. People weighing over 100 pounds. Blurred vision. A albino boy who has been bullied since childhood. Just because of a sentence in the magazine, I won a sky-high signing fee. He played the most exciting scene of his life at Woodstock. But it was completely erased by the movie. He holds the highest advance payment in history. In the end, they only achieved a record of 1 gold medal. Watching others steal and sell his hard work. He almost died of drug addiction once. After my comeback, I helped my idol win an award. But he ran with me time and time again, struggling in the fog of drugs for 20 years. Finally returned to its peak at the age of 70. But he suddenly passed away on the eve of receiving the highest honor. Fate finally acknowledged his greatness. It's only 7 months late. In the long years, Johnny Winter has always been the most unforgettable name in the American music industry. He ran too fast. It's too unique. It is also easily overlooked by history. These guitarists have nowhere to hide. Which moment moved you the most? This is a wildfire in a small town in Texas. At the age of 70, he miraculously made a comeback. Still a raced late-night performance. If this story can resonate with you, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Click to subscribe. In the next episode, I will take you to listen to more legends buried by time. Thank you for listening to this story.